too. Knows about the grind, bubble grind.
Now we have a guy that could probably get in there if you...
It's game day. The Edmonton Oilers hit the road once again. Happy Thursday on a very snowy day. TST afternoons. Joaquin, Gage, Hernan, Salas, Gubish. Edmonton Oilers game day once again. We'll break down what happened last night. Tee up what's going to happen today. Well, what we think's going to happen today. Lots to get to. Highlights, lowlights. Red Light District at 140. Anthony Mingioni from Center Ice, Philly at 220. We'll talk about Torts getting canned, Joaquin, which is a little weird this late in the season. And Anthony's an F1 guy. We're going to get his thoughts on Yuki officially taking over for Liam Lawson. They just swapped spots. We'll see if Yuki can get some points out of that car, and we'll see if Liam Lawson, how well he does with Racing Bull. So a fun show on tap. We're also going to give away a pair of tickets to the Oil Kings game. I think we need a little bit more details on that. I don't know when it is, but probably their first home game, game 3. We'll have a little bit of trivia for that. So if you'd like to go to that game, that would be that's going to be fun. So we'll give that away in the second hour. Joaquin, how you doing? How was Two Guys?
It was good.
Yeah.
It was a good showing.
It's good to have the big guy back, or
it was pretty good. It was a little heated. Obviously, last night's game, I think.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah, that's you're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, bottom line, and I said it on Two Guys, bottom line, Ottinger, NHL goaltending. Skinner, not NHL goaltending.
Wow. You've turned on your guy, eh?
Oh, it's wait till red light, man.
If we played Joaquin, Gage in the month of October talking about Skinner, it's a complete
Well, at least
turn.
people like me again, so.
Hey, hit us up on the Nasty Chat. Text us, River Korean Box 780-218-9999. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. Follow us on all your podcasting platforms as well. If you're listening on iHeart or TuneIn or EdmontonSports.com, just flip on over and give us a thumbs up real quick. It won't take long. We got... Okay, I kind of want to... There's so much to get to, Joaquin. I don't even know where... Okay, let's start with the goaltending. I don't like where there's some people that blame everything on the goaltending, but also don't like it when it's never their fault. Do you know what I mean, Joaquin?
Oh, I know what you mean.
It's so, listen, I understand there's, what makes a goaltender great? What made Grant Fuhr great, Joaquin?
Oh, basically the mental fortitude of what he was able to compartmentalize and put things behind him. I can't imagine how tough that was. There were times when he was just all alone, right? And you look at his numbers and people can say, well, look at Grant Fuhr's numbers. But then ask the greatest player to ever play who he would have on his team in a do or die game, because he knows it would, when the game got to a point that they couldn't allow another one, that's what would happen, right?
So he makes big saves.
He makes the biggest saves at the most crucial times of the year.
And not just the biggest saves, he makes the tough saves.
But it's the timing of it all, too. Like the other team, and I'm just looking at kind of playoff kind of structures, right? Where there's ebbs and flows, and you'd see a team pushing and getting chance after chance after chance. And how many times you would see Grant Fuhr just shut down the other team through that crucial part of the game and make 5 or 6 saves that were and keep it until his team could kind of push the river the other way for a little bit, right? And that's what happened last night, is a perfect example of that happening, where the Edmonton Oilers, without their 2 big guys, are looking great, and you need some finish there. I understand that, but as a goalie, that's why you make the big bucks. That's why you're counted upon in those types of situations where, okay, our guys didn't score, but the other team gets a good chance against, and you shut that down. That Wyatt Johnson breakaway, I'm sorry. When you don't have your two best guys and you're struggling, you can see that you're struggling to finish. That has to be a save. And what a save it would be. A huge glove save. Crowd gets nuts. Gets your team even more motivated to go back the other way. And it's deflating. The second goal, again, really good play by the Edmonton Oilers. It's a stoppable puck, a push across, just coming across solid. That's a stoppable puck. The third goal, it's a stoppable puck. Looking at that, it should be halfway through the second, 0-0, right? Because you look down at the other end, Ottinger's doing the same thing. He's making big saves.
Yeah, it's just I'm done with. It was a tough shot. It was a breakaway. It was backdoor. That's what makes great goalies great. They make the tough saves more often than not. Like if every goalie just made the saves they're expected to make, Joaquin, we wouldn't have any great goaltenders, right? Because it'd be like, well, he can't. So I'm at that point with Stuart Skinner. Like it's you're not getting any big saves. And yes, the Oilers gave up a ton of odd man rushes yesterday. They did. A breakaway to Wyatt Johnson, like you said. The third goal was a 2-on-1. But goalies can make big saves. We see Vasilevsky make them. We see Hellebuck make them. We see Ottinger make them. We saw so many goalies that are etched into the Hall of Fame, and they're great, and they're considered the greatest of the great, make big saves. And Stuart Skinner does not give you that, plain and simple. Am I sitting here saying he's the worst goaltender? Of course not. Is he struggling this year? Yes. But eventually you need a big save. And that's that separates the great from the good goalies. That the Vasilevskys of the world make big save after big save, tough saves. So that's where I'm at with Stuart Skinner. Unfortunate he got hurt. Listen, Pickard's might get a run here. I'm confident with Calvin Pickard though. I am. But it's different when you're the one going every night, Joaquin, when you're the backup, right? It's different.
It's like Ric Flair always said, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And Pickard's got a good chance right now. I'll say it. He's got a good chance to become the starting goalie at game 83. If he starts rolling right now.
Yeah, if they win 10 in a row with Calvin Pickard, there's no way you can go away from him.
No.
Right? So, and listen, we're going to see it in highlights, so I don't want to get to it. Just look at the goals against on Stuart Skinner and look at his body language. He's really down on himself. And I don't wish him. I wish him a speedy recovery. An unfortunate incident, and we'll get to it as well. But for me, and listen, I thought Ekholm had a bad night. I truly think he did. That pairing struggled. Like I said, a ton of odd man rushes that the Oilers have been struggling with all year. I thought they had an awesome first period, but they couldn't jump on the momentum of the first two power plays they got, right? And then a bad goalie gains, and you're down 1-0. You're chasing the game again. So all in all, I thought the Oilers, even at 4-0, Joaquin, I was like, people are going to look at the box score that say people are not watching the game. The Oilers weren't playing that bad.
No, they were good, man.
Yeah.
They were good. I mean, take the good out of that game too. That was a pretty good performance by as a whole by the Edmonton Oilers, and they fought back. They got back into it, scored some of those greasy types of goals late that's needed. And although the first couple power plays, I thought it was okay. You'd like to see a little bit more, but that's one of the best PKs in the NHL too.
They're really good.
They didn't look too out of place. Obviously, you want the other two big guys and generate a little bit more, but
they still scored two.
They scored two later. Yeah. Well, it's kind of garbage time. But.
So I like what you said, Joaquin, where it's, yes, the tough saves, the big saves, but it's the moments in game where you need them, and that's where Skinner's struggling. He's that third goal killed him. It's a brutal goal.
It's a stoppable puck, but it's a great shot. A lot of non-goalie people don't realize what a great shot that was and it was broken down online a while ago, how elite goal scorers look for that spot on the inside of the heel of the stick, because that's a spot where it's the last part of the pad to go down. And to pick that is very hard. Crosby does it a lot when he goes 5-hole. He puts it there. The misdirection that I think Robertson did on that shot was masterful. That's the reason why this guy scores over 40 goals a year, it seems like. Because it looks like he's not shooting where he's supposed to. And Cass and I had a thing, and it's the way I looked at it, he meant to do that, but it did look like he was going high.
Yeah, I still think it was a bad goal. But you're good, because the puck didn't go where I thought it was going to go. Like, I'll be honest. Like, when you saw it on the replay, you're like, oh, damn. And then look at his reaction. Like, he goes to the bench. He's trying to break his stick. Eventually, he broke it. He's frustrated at himself because he knows he should have had that one. And listen, even if Stuart Skinner's fine, I think Calvin Pickard goes Saturday too. No,
I don't think so. I don't think you got to. Although it looks like I'm riding the fence here, but he's got to get one. That's a big game. That's an emotional game.
But he might be hurt.
He might be hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I realize that.
Yeah. I was just saying, like, man, it's tough. It's tough because we don't know. And obviously he wasn't going to play anyway today, Joaquin. So like him not flying is not a big, like, it could be nothing, right? It can be just stay here.
Oh, he yanked that. Like, I'm sure, I don't think it's any like concussion. It's just a very strained neck, right? You saw that thing bend.
Yeah. And it was so fast. And we were talking about it before we were on air, where like when he goes down hurt, I thought it was the shot because I didn't see Rantanen hit him initially live because it's hard.
Oh, it's fast though.
Yeah. And Corey Perry said, he goes, I didn't see it either until after. So, and so let's get to everybody's making a big fuss about the toughness of the team. Did you like, I guess, did you want to see a bigger response after that, Rantanen?
No, but I would like to see a response. A big response and a response are two different things. I think someone should have gotten Rantanen's face a little bit, right? And maybe had a little bit of a discussion, maybe some pushing, something that involves linesmen getting in there. You know, maybe nothing transpires, but it's just, hey, watch it, right? Or else something has to be done here. And
because Nurse took a penalty on him after with just a big hit from behind.
Yeah, and maybe that, whatever, right? Then the other one, I think it was, what happened was good enough. But like our colleague Reed said, I agree with him the most. The area that the Edmonton Oilers need more competed is in front of both offensive and defensive nets.
Yeah.
There needs to be more of a presence in both places because, look, when did they start scoring on Ottinger? when they got pucks to the net and bodies there, right? You need that. I remember there was, I think there was the one power play and Ekholm got it right in the tops of the circles and walked in and took a shot. It went right in the breadbasket, but there's no one there. You know, there's no one there to get the rebound or you got to get in the eyes of these guys.
Yeah. Overall, I thought, a valiant effort, almost came all the way back. I didn't think they were bad. I still think they created a lot. They had a ton of shots on net, Joaquin. And the power play scores there at the tail end because they keep it simple. Pucks to the net, crash the net hard. Everything that you want to see from the first unit when they're kind of just on the outside, just passing it around like the Golden State Warriors. But interesting times for the Oilers. I mean, their two big guys are out. Stuart Skinner could be out. Maybe, he might miss a few games, might be longer, might be nothing. He might be back Saturday, right? So, but it's interesting that they're getting hit with this. They're getting hit with it, right? Like the injury bug right now. Like they're losing a lot of key players. Knock on wood, it ends with Stuart Skinner right now, and we wish him a speedy recovery, of course. He needs to find his game, and I think we all want him to find his game. We're not sitting here, celebrating that he's struggling or anything like that, but yeah, you do need the big save, and I don't think we can continue saying, look at the chance. But, goalies make big saves, at least the great ones do. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. What are you expecting tonight, Joaquin? Derek Ryan sent down to the minors. Olivier Rodrigue called up on an emergency basis. He'll obviously back up. It's not. I mean, unless Dreisaitl's playing, this is probably an 11-7 tonight for the Edmonton Oilers because they have no other forward.
Yeah. God, I didn't even look at the lineups yet. Is that confirmed?
No, because there's no morning skate.
Right.
But with Ryan out, that leaves them with 11 forwards. So
that's interesting. Sending Ryan down.
Well, I think it's because they need Rodrigue.
Oh,
the spot for Rodrigue, right? So,
but it's an emergency call up. How does that work? I'm sorry, I should know this.
We need the experts on this.
Look, what they need tonight is the same type of effort, right?
Yeah.
From the third period. Mm-hmm. You know, you're playing a team that's not going to be in the playoffs. Don't give them a reason.
Yeah.
Right. No chasing this game. That's another thing. I think the Oilers would have been in a great position if they could have got, like they should have been up probably 2-1. Well, 2-0. I think that was a stoppable puck. But if they're up 2-0 going into the second, I think they can kind of not sit back, but then Dallas has to push a little bit.
Yeah.
And the way that they were playing, I think would have been, they could have taken advantage of some of the Dallas Stars trying to push for some goals and get some more chances against, where Dallas could just sit back and pick the Oilers apart over them.
Yeah. Listen, I think without the two big guys, they've shown they can create offense and play. They got to shore up a little bit defensively for sure. I think that's the big one for this team. The Oilers have won the last 9 against the Kraken, Joaquin. That's pretty damn impressive.
Yeah, and you always say that it's hard to get that 10th one, right?
Can they get the 10th one? I mean, something's eventually they're gonna snap it, right?
Yeah.
And I think if you can score first on Seattle, Joaquin, it's a team that's not going to the playoffs. They're playing out the year, right? Like maybe they just say, probably not because they're professionals, but you know what I'm saying. Like say the Oilers get the first 2, they're up 2-0. I mean, I think the Oilers can not coast, but it's going to get a little easier for them. I just can't see. Well, Seattle did score 4 last time, so I don't know what to think for tonight. I truly don't. I am confident in Pickard. I think he can give him. He always gives them a chance outside of maybe 1 or 2 games this year where it's been a blowout, but that's been kind of the case when they lose. It's always a whole team effort playing bad. But yeah, I'm not too worried about Calvin Pickard tonight, but. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It is interesting times for sure. It is snowing out there. I know people are asking me to send out a message. Please turn on your lights. The snow is falling pretty heavily and visibility is not at its best. So let's get everyone home safely or to wherever you need to go tonight. So turn on your lights and hopefully this is the last we see of snow. Coming up next, we'll get to some highlights and lowlights. We'll continue to preview the Oilers game tonight and look back at what happened last night as well. That's all coming up here on EST Afternoons. The Afternoon Inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. Reminder, we're giving away some Oil Kings tickets for Game 3. That'd be their first home game of round one. They kick things off on Friday from PA. Still to come, Red Light District and Anthony Mingioni from Center Ice Philly. We're back after the break. Here's Scoop Sports Update.
After Stuart Skinner left the third period of last night's game against the Stars with a head injury, the Oilers have recalled Olivier Rodrigue from the AHL on an emergency basis, having Derek Ryan sent back down to Bakersfield. Tonight in Seattle, Calvin Pickard gets a start for Edmonton with Tom Gazzola live from Boston Pizza Westgate alongside Hernan Salas for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show, teeing up all the action at 7 right here on EST. Out east, the Flyers have fired head coach John Tortorella. He served 230 games as the bench boss in Philly. Associate head coach Brad Shaw has stepped in on an interim basis. Brad Shaw and his Flyers are in action tonight against the Canadiens, while the Stars and Flames drop the puck before the Avs battle the Kings. MLB opening day has 14 games. Jose Barrios starts on the mound for the Jays as they take on the Orioles. That game has a delayed start. Was supposed to go moments ago. Elsewhere, the Brewers and Yankees are tied at zeros at the bottom of the first before San Francisco meets Cincinnati and the Braves play the Padres. On the court, Dallas visits Orlando. Miami hosts Atlanta while the Grizzlies challenge the Thunder on an 8-game NBA slate. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated since 1993. They're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. Windsor Plywood Leduc, they're the experts you need to know. More Oilers talk up next after a brief intermission. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
It's time for a wing throwdown at the Canadian Brewhouse. Fuego Verde versus Honey Blaze. Who's got the best flavor? Come taste the heat and get your wing fix anytime. Plus 69-cent wings all day Wednesdays. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
Take your career to the next level with Nate's Construction Leadership and Supervision Program, a perfect tool for professionals looking to advance their role or an organization needing to develop leaders. Learn more about safety supervision, scheduling, cost control, and most importantly, how to lead a team. For more information and to register, visit nate.ca/CLSP to take your career to another level.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Love is in the air. I love you. And you? And you? And you! Why choose between your beloved items? Sentinel Storage, keeping your treasures safe to be loved again. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
.24, welcome back to EST Afternoons here. Hernan Salas, Joaquin Gage, Zach Kubish in the house. Reed's such a nice guy. He was offering us to, if we needed it. He's going to do Popeyes again.
Yeah, he better bring back 35 pieces of chicken.
I think he said he was getting cauliflower.
Oh, that's good. I bought some cauliflower. I do...
fried cauliflower.
I know. No,
Yeah.
I bake it, but
Okay.
I do the cauliflower mash.
Oh.
So then with the short ribs, on the braised short rib with the cauliflower mash, everyone thinks it's mashed potatoes.
Yeah. My mom used to fry cauliflower. It was really good. Put some lemon on that sucker. Ooh. Ooh. Hey, hit us up on the Nasty Chat. River Korean Box, 780-218-9999. Hit up the thumbs up. We're at 28. We need to bump those numbers up. We're looking to go 14 straight days with over 100. So don't kill the dream. Please don't kill the dream. All right, Rip City Step says, Nurse on the wing tonight. No, he's been good, Rip City Step, defensively. He's been good. Coach Mike Sass, how many big or timely saves a game do you need from your goalie? 1 or 2? Would you say more? Or it depends on the game and the score. Yeah.
I mean, you can make 2 and let in the rest. Doesn't really matter, right? No, you need to take away... In a hard fought game, you need to take away 6 to 7 goals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a lot. That's a tough one, right? Like the best ones do it.
No, but I think it's hard to put a number, Joaquin.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Bobby LaFrench says Fuhrer played like Binnington at the Four Nations. Yeah, he did. Like Fuhrer would let in 6, but you weren't scoring 7th on him.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't, right?
So that's all we're saying. And listen, for the people saying Skinner's never, he has done it. You go back to game 6 against Dallas, Joaquin, when the Oilers had 10 shots the whole game and hung on for dear life. Like Skinner has shown us he can play well and he can steal games. It hasn't been a lot this year, and that's the thing here. But there is a good goalie in there, Joaquin.
There's an excellent goaltender in there, right?
That's what I mean. Like it's a frustrating time for sure. And then Stuart Skinner's probably the first one to tell you, guys and gals, that he's probably the most frustrated within himself, because look at his reaction after the goals yesterday, Joaquin. A confident goalie and a goalie that's feeling good doesn't have those reactions after.
No, he's frustrated, and I don't think like he's not mad at his team. Like it's self-reflection,
yes,
right? This is, and even the first goal, he knew he should have had that.
Yeah.
Like you could see the F-bomb flying.
Do you want to watch it?
Sure, let's watch it.
All right, we're just waiting on So look at the breakdowns. The first goal, I think, is just poor. And this is the first time probably since we started this show that I look at Bouchard and I'm like, Bouchard was the only one that did something right here because he took his guy to the boards. And then you saw Bouchard when the puck go in, he kind of goes like this to his teammates. Like, where were you guys?
Yeah, he shouldn't be doing that.
A little. So here we go.
Well, okay, let's look at the Bouchard thing, because I thought he was a little bit soft on the.
It's a quick play.
It is a quick play. Yeah, it was surprising to see how quickly.
You didn't like that. You didn't like that goal, eh?
No, because it caught Stuart Skinner off guard. Like, this guy shouldn't be going like Johnson. That's ridiculous. But Stuart should see this. Look where he is.
Yeah,
he's not even outside the top of the crease. Like you got to see that. You got to
run it again, Coop.
You got to recognize that from. You have to recognize that from right about here. Boom. All right. There's a guy in the middle. This could be a breakaway, and look where it. Like he's not even set. It's a. And this is why you saw the F-bomb. It's a terrible goal by Stuart Skinner. And I'm not because he wasn't ready for it. He wasn't. Yeah. Look, he gets the puck here. He's still in his crease. Not even, it's completely off guard. He has no momentum because the guy's flying. You have to generate momentum and hopefully he goes around you. It's perfectly set up to make a save there. Terrible goal against.
Yeah, and Max Bezzuza says Ekholm thought the forward is going to cover him because
I don't. Whatever.
Yeah,
whatever. That's a stoppable puck. You need your goalie to make a save there.
Joaquin's feeling spicy. He's calling it how it is. Stuart Skinner needs to pick that up quicker. Now, it was a quick play, Joaquin. Fair enough, but like you said, and
you can see that. What a quick play! You could see it from the far blue line happening.
No, I know, but like when it goes to the boards and then boom, it popped up, right?
Yeah, but you gotta anticipate the puck where it's. Yeah, that's where the danger's coming from, though. That's where you're gonna see it. Like when the guy comes through the middle,
too deep in his net,
way too deep
in his net, and then Perry and Ekholm late there. But not a good goal. And you saw the reaction from Bush, and you saw the reaction from Skinner. Not good. Not good. This is the third goal, Joaquin. This is the Robertson second one here, and Coop's going to run it whenever he can here. Here we go. It's just a simple 2-on-1.
Okay, so yeah, it's just an awesome shot by Robertson, and you could see Stuart. How did he do that? Like it's a defeated guy too. I didn't like it, but maybe he's smiling. He didn't mean to do that, but. Because the follow through and where the hands are, like you kind of look where the bottom hand is when a guy shoots, and the follow through shows that.
Because it went here, right, Joaquin?
No, it went ice.
No, but like on this side though.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but if that's how much misdirection he can put into his shot, that's and see where the follow through comes from. I think he really meant to do that. It's an awesome shot. But again, you got to stop that.
Yeah.
Got to stop that thing. Can't go through you. Can't go like that touched his pad.
He had quite a little greasy smirk there, Roberts.
A little greasy.
Yeah,
but he could just be happy. I don't know. No, it's just I think he meant to do that, man.
Still,
I got to give the benefit of the doubt to a sniper like him.
Yeah, he's been great. Second half of the season, holy smokes. Because I remember in December, I had him one as my disappointing players so far. Him and Wyatt Johnson have completely turned it around for this team, man. Like, this guy's awesome.
He is a pure goal scorer, that guy. Like, he scores in multiple different ways. Look at all his goals, you know? He almost had one at the beginning, a one-timer. He's just got a sledgehammer.
He's at, This stats not available for 32 goals already, Joaquin. And that's with a slow start.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he's a hell of a player. So that's Highlights, Lowlights brought to you by no one. But yeah, like but that's what Gager says. Gager's our goalie expert. He didn't like the goals on Stuart Skinner. The first one, too deep in his net, not picking up, not realizing what's going to happen. And the second one, you do give credit to Robertson, but it's a stoppable puck.
A very stoppable puck, yes.
Bootsky says, yep, it was bad. Skinner seems to be losing confidence, so let's pile on him even more. That'll fix things. Well, Bootsky, I don't think Stuart Skinner's watching our show.
Yes, he is.
Well, he might, but it's highlights, lowlights. When they win, we show all the greatness. When they lose, we have to show the bad. That's the role, man. Sorry. Are we not going to talk about it? I mean, he hasn't been very good this year. We just ignore it and move on? Come on. Quaddy says, Ekholm, in my opinion, was our worst player yesterday. He escapes blame because we already have our boys. Either he is still injured or is falling off big time. Well, that's a really good point by Quaddy there. He started well. He's tailed off. We've been talking about this for a while now, Joaquin. Like he's fallen off a bit here. Could it be Matthias Ekholm?
Oh, yeah. But I think the reasoning, he's trying to do too much. He doesn't have faith. Like, you talk about the relationship between defensemen and the defensive partner. He looks to me that he is trying to anticipate mistakes that his partner is going to make and cover them up. The second goal, it's a 2-on-2.
Yeah.
And he's playing it like a 2-on-1.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a good point. Because the second goal, he leaves
This
Robertson.
is why Cass and I are brilliant, because we both thought the exact same thing.
Yeah, and we said it last night, and we took heat for calling out Ekholm. And listen, I think Ekholm's been the Oilers' best defenseman since he's been here. There's no question. But again, we have to talk about it. He's sliding a bit, and I agree with Joaquin and Cass. I think he's trying to do too much out there. He's trying to, fill the holes that some of maybe his partner or some of the forwards are doing. It's kind of what Darnell used to do when he was struggling.
Yeah, right.
Try to be everywhere.
Oh yeah. Exactly. And he was So what happens when his game was starting to slip a bit? Now he's trying to do too much, and then you're what does Hitchcock say? You're playing with yourself or whatever, right?
Max Bezuzu, coming from a fellow Filipino, Robertson is never going to admit if he meant to do that or not.
That guy's got ice in his veins, man. He's from Southern California too, which makes it even worse. Like, he seems like you ever hear him talk? Like, give him a surfboard. Jeez.
Kyle says, well, when you give up 3 or 4 goals every game, it needs to be talked. And that's the thing. Like, listen, guys, it's not about piling on here, but we have to talk about it. We cover the team. We talk about the team. We talk about the great, the good, the bad, the ugly. It's the role. We'll do it with the Elks. We'll do it with the Toronto Blue Jays. We're about to kick it off.
Yeah, how long is this thing? Jesus.
I know. The pregame has been like 35 minutes already. First pitch was at 1:07. Because I'm rocking my Bo Bichette jersey.
I see that.
Yeah.
Nicely.
Yeah. It was a gift from the good old GF.
Really?
Many years ago. Bo Bichette. It's great. Love it. Matthew Kachuk, if I'm listening, the most excellent of all hockey gods, you know that Scrub Skinner is too. What? Oh, Matthew Tkachuk.
Ekholm is gambling on his pinches, and he is not fast enough to cover. Quaddy, I disagree. It might look like Matthias Ekholm because he's so big isn't going as fast, but he's a pretty quick defenseman.
You need to give your guy. You need your guy to give the boys something to rally behind. Could be one save, could be 4, but it's something to rally and lift the team. Make the save. The hard ones become easy. That's from Chris. This one, no name, says, from Runner. How does Skinner get out of this funk? Because he is a good goalie.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, some positivity. I'll leave that one to you.
There's only one way, man. There's only one way to get your game back. And it's a razor's edge where I think Stuart Skinner is right now. Because I've seen in the past, his foundational base is quite strong that he can fall back on. But even that's letting him down a little bit. He kind of, I'd like to see a little bit more, and he's a calm goaltender, but a little bit more anticipational. I don't know, maybe that's the wrong word. Just, I'm trying to find maybe like Mike Smith, there's a little bit more action in his movements, like not always trying to be so technical, trying to make saves a little bit more. In a respect, I think the positioning itself should come along, but it's a little bit more emotion in his game. I would say, which is kind of weird to say, but I remember when if I was struggling, trying to basically empty all thoughts in my head and just play the game too. Sometimes it thinks like he's over-calculating things. Just go play. And slowly try to start getting your game back to where it needs to be.
Slow your roll.
Yeah, and yeah, it's hard, man. It's easy to say when things aren't like, because the puck becomes just a BB once you get to that point too, right? It's hitting you and going in. It seems just so small. You're not tracking it. But it can turn around so quickly for you with one good game. One good game, something to build on. And that's how you have to, in just little increments.
We need Skinner to be seeing beach balls. Right?
And I know people have listened to Reed for years. And when he used to have Kelly Rudy on his show, Kelly Rudy always talked about how he would get his game back, right? And that would involve just looking at the clock and the shot counter. All right, 5 minutes, man. I got to stop the next puck and worry about this next 5 minutes. You cannot look at a period, 2 periods, games. When things are going that poorly for you, just put it into incremental minutes during the game. Once you get to that 5-minute mark, you can put it in the bank. If a goal was allowed, you put everything in the rearview mirror and you go on to the next 5 minutes. And I think if Stuart Skinner, he's very strong mentally. If he keeps doing that, I do believe that he can get his game back. But he's going to have to do it quick.
Really quick. Abutsky, settle down, Hernan. When Skinner or any other screw up, I like when you guys pointed out. I was referring to all of the negativity from all over beginning to affect Skinner's confidence. No, Abutsky, you make a good point. I mean, it's social media nowadays, like everybody's on it. You're going to, as much as some players say they're not on, like they'll see stuff, right? Because you have family, you have friends. Hey, these guys are talking about this and that. So it could affect players. They're human, after all. They're not robots. And I'm sure Stuart Skinner is feeling the heat, and it's been all year, guys. So, and listen, I include myself in that. I've been at times hard on Stuart Skinner. At times I've defended him. But it's part of the gig, I guess. Like I said, I want Skinner to turn around. I don't want him to be hurt or out long term. I truly don't. I think him and Pickard make a good duo, and if both guys can be at the top heading into game one, that's a good situation for Edmonton. So, again, Stuart Skinner, he's got to find his game. He's got to find those big saves, and he's done it. He's shown us he can do it. So that's why there's confidence in him that he can turn this around. Now, time's running out, right, Joaquin? And I think by the time game one comes, it's still going to be Stuart Skinner, regardless of how good Pickard plays, unless he's on an unreal run. I understand that, but we'll continue the conversation. What are your thoughts? Are you confident that Pickard can run if he has to with this team for a bit here, if Stuart Skinner's out for any length of time? Also, are you okay with the Rantanen flyby hit on Stuart Skinner? I have some more takes on that. Maybe we'll save for the second hour. But I thought the Oilers handled the Sam Steele one fine, right? They went at him. They mucked it up. Nurse got a late hit on Rantanen after what happened to Stuart Skinner. So I don't know if you need a full-out brawl or just drop the mitts and attack a guy. I don't think the NHL is in that place anymore. All right, guys, we're at 40 thumbs up, 60 more to get to 100. Coming up next, it's your favorite segment of the week. It's the Red Light District with Joaquin Gage. Keep hammering the thumbs up. Keep sending us your messages to the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. Portions of this hour brought to you by the Canadian Brewhouse. NHL lives at the Canadian Brewhouse. Every Oilers game day, get $1 off tankards of Molson Canadian and Coors Light, where you can win game tickets and 2 tickets to a surf and turf dinner at the end of the season. Full details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com. It is opening day in the MLB. Blue Jays just underway. Coob will update you on that and everything else going around the sports world. We're back after the break.
Edmonton's Stuart Skinner did not travel to Seattle after he collided with Dallas's Mikko Rantanen last night in the third period. Calvin Pickard stepped in to complete the game and will play tonight against the Kraken, with Olivier Rodrigue from the Condors serving as the team's backup on an emergency basis. Join Tom Gazzola at Boston Pizza Westgate as he goes live with Hernan Salas for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 7, only on EST. And John Tortorella has been fired by the Flyers. Associate coach Brad Shaw has stepped in on an interim basis as Philly takes on Montreal, seeing a total of 8 games around the league, including Detroit battling Ottawa, the Caps and Wild going at it before St. Louis hits the ice in Nashville. 14 games on tap, 2 underway for MLB opening day. It's the Jays and Orioles scoreless at the top of the first. Jose Berrios on the mound for Toronto. In New York, the Yankees lead 2-0 over the Brewers at the end of the second inning. NBA action sees 8 games. Luka Doncic and the Lakers head to Chicago to face the Bulls. Houston meets Utah, and the Spurs challenge the Cavaliers. March Madness Sweet 16 kicks off tonight with 4 games, including the Wildcats and Blue Devils butting heads. This sports update is brought to you by the Capital Care Foundation. Financial support deeply affects residents at Capital Care, and whether it's a one-time donation or monthly contribution, every penny counts. Find out how you can donate at capitalcarefoundation.net. More with Hernan Salas and Joaquin Gage on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
The EST Hangout.
This team does have skill, and I don't mean just Connor and Leon. There is skill throughout this entire lineup. Whether the skill shows up or not, it's a different story. Skinner didn't just fall out of 30 goals one year, and he is a perennial 20 to 30 goal scorer. Same thing with Nuge. Nuge has skill. Now you're leaning upon him. He has to elevate his game.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
Someday you'll be shedding your tears.
A one-of-a-kind retrospective. It's Glass Tiger, This Island Earth, April 4th at River Cree Resort and Casino.
Don't forget me when I'm gone.
Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Joaquin.
You don't have to put on the red light. Those days are over. You don't have to sell your body to the night.
Joaquin.
You don't have to wear that dress tonight. Walk the streets for money. You don't care if it's wrong or if it's right.
Joaquin.
You don't have to put on the red light.
Joaquin.
You don't have to put on the red light.
Joaquin. 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 147. Welcome back to EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Keep hammering that thumbs up. Give us a follow on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. Lots of Oilers talk. They're back at it tonight, Joaquin. We'll forget about everything that happened last night if they win tonight. That's just the way it works. And we'll have a nice and fun GCL Diesel post-game show. Don't forget, Tom Gazzola's live at BP's Westgate. Gage will be there. Boom, boom. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I won't be there.
I know. I'll be there.
You'll be there.
We'll be there. So go hang out with Tommy. And I think Cass is going to be on location as well. So it's going to be a fun time. All right. It's time for your favorite segment of the week. It's the Red Light District with Gager.
So, I mean, I initially had the plan to talk about, and I've kind of beat it to a dead horse, was my boy, Stuart Skinner. I've been a strong advocate of his play for the past few months, even though his critics have been quite harsh on him, and deservingly, I think. But there's been some games where I think he's deserved more credit than he's actually gotten. But last night was the first time that really I have some doubts right now. That was the first time some doubt crept into my mind of where Stuart Skinner is at. I didn't like any of the goal, like the fourth one. Fine, whatever. I thought it is what it is. But the way that the team was playing at that time and going up against a goalie the caliber of Ottinger, who's considered one of the best in the league, you needed to come with a performance worthy of a team that's supposed to be challenging for the Stanley Cup, and it just was not there. And the slow progression of how he looked during the game, the stick breaking, seeing that, I've some doubt has crept into my of where I think and how the goalies should be implemented moving forward with the Edmonton Oilers. There has been talk amongst us, mostly in the bullpen here, with what happens next. I'm still in the camp where I do believe Saturday night, as long as he's good to go, that's Stuart Skinner's game. But Nanso, now I do believe this does become a discussion amongst the coaching staff. Like we heard when I was on the broadcast with Bob Stauffer that management had come to the coaches and discussed the implementation of how much ice time was given to Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. And there has been a subtle shift, I would say, before they got injured, that the minutes have been lowered. But I don't know if this comes from management or not, or maybe there's a get together, a gathering, a team meeting. But I hate to say this, but I'm questioning Game 83. Who's the Edmonton Oilers starter right now?
And listen, this might be a little weird to say, but I kind of want to see what Pickard can do if he has to play 3-4 straight games, because they're not going to go to Olivier Rodrigue. They're not. Sorry. Unless it's Pickard getting pulled or something like that. So let's just say, for the sake of the conversation, Skinner's out for a week. I'm really intrigued to see what Pickard can do, as he knows he's the guy going in every game.
Yeah, and like you said, it's a point made where how many times do you see the de facto number 2 kind of go in and run and take the ball and run with it when the number 1 guy's out, but knowing when the number 1 guy comes back, it's kind of his net, right? So you're playing with house money in a lot of times in these cases.
Yeah.
It's a lot more difficult, more pressure with everything when you are the man, you are the number 1, and a little bit different when the number 2 guy goes in there and, oh, you know what? You're playing the next little while because the number 1 guy's hurt, but you know he's coming back. Like, look, I remember, and one of the reasons why the Edmonton Oilers went out and got Cam Talbot, at the season when he was with the Rangers, I believe Henrik Lundqvist was injured, and Talbot went in for like 30 games and just lit the world on fire. But you know that once the King's ready to go, he's getting the net back, right? So again, house money. Talbot was a great goalie, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I'm interested to see when Calvin Pickard gets the ball here, depending on how injured Stuart Skinner is, knowing that he's the guy for the next little bit, not knowing when is he going to be better, when he's coming back. How does he approach every game at that point? Because he knew up till now anyway, that it was one and done. You're not getting that next game, so you could focus. Now you know you're okay. Well, we're in this position. We need these points. I can't just focus on. I know they say one game and you got to stay in the moment, but now he really has to zero in and focus, but knowing that he's going to get the next one. That's the mark of a true number 1 goalie and what they can accomplish in those cases.
I think Pickard's only played once this year, where he's gone back-to-back games.
He's done it twice in 2 years, right?
Well, he did it against Vancouver in the playoffs.
And then this year.
A couple of weeks ago in the second game, it was an awful game. I think it was the second game where he struggled. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, he got pulled. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a big difference when you know you're the backup guy and you're going to play. He has played a lot, but he's going to go in and then not really get the second game, right? So that's why I'm intrigued, and I truly want to see that. Jason says, wow, big shift in thought process. I think he's talking about us changing our tune on Stuart Skinner here. C-Run says, Olivier Rodrigue isn't an NHL goalie yet. Hopefully he can learn quick. He's up on an emergency basis.
He's years away, guys. Yeah. Years.
If anyone thinks he's going to come in and steal the show.
It's not Steve Penny.
It was the Ducks game where he got pulled from Penner's Pancakes. Yes. I totally remember that. Quick update on the Blue Jays. Jose Barrios has given up a home run. First time up for Blue Jays. 3 up, 3 down. Pretty quick. So, hey, listen, it's one game, it's one inning. I'm not going to overreact, but Dusty lost it when he saw that they were down 1-0.
He went home for a nap right after.
Jason says, yeah, Gage was a big Skinner supporter. Well, I think we all were. Like, I mean, I don't think he was the worst goaltender. I mean, October, the whole team stank, and then the team kind of was the best team in the league for 2 months. So who was complaining about goaltending then? Yeah, I know some were, and now it's not good enough from Stuart Skinner. You need more, and that's fair. And we probably won't have a timeline till tomorrow on Stuart Skinner, I would assume, because the team traveled last night. They're worried about the game tonight. They'll fly back and then, or maybe even Saturday morning for the morning skate.
Yeah. Because what time's the game Saturday? 9:30.
Yesterday was 8:22.
I know. I was so tired. I'm old though.
Oh man. Oh buddy, I got home at 12:45. And I usually the GF's been sleeping already. Like I usually unwind on the couch and I'll watch a show or I'll just be on my phone kind of going through Twitter. I went straight to bed, man.
Nice.
Yeah, I was like, no, I don't have time for this today. And today will be another one. But you know what I'm doing now? Like, cause it's 8:00, I go home, have some dinner, kind of relax, and then come back at I leave my place at 6. I'm here by 6:30.
Oh really?
Yeah, because it's good to get that, so you're not here for 13 hours straight.
Yeah.
Right?
I would hate to go home, though.
I know.
I'd get too relaxed.
That's the thing. But I can probably crush a power nap today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I would just crush a nap there. No, you know what I'd do? If I were you? I would go to the mall, get a nice little walk in, get some mall walking, people watch for a bit, come back here, see the final out of the Blue Jays game. I grab a nap and then just make sure you set your alarm.
That's crazy. No, I don't. Yeah. Damn it. Now I'm kind of turning. Should I just stay here?
You do you, man.
Because the snow too, right? It was bad this morning.
Exactly. You don't want to mess around with that.
Don't want to mess
You can skip. You can skip.
Yeah.
Or food courted up at the mall.
Ooh.
Hey?
What do you like at the food court?
I'm partial. I don't know why, but it's usually not great. But I see the 3 or 4 items at the Chinese place, the Chinese food place, and I love just to go and.
You're like my parents. They love that, man.
Because I mean, obviously there's Popeye or whatever or Chick-fil-A, but I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I get something I don't normally have.
You know what I like? I like the Greek places.
The Opa ones. Yeah, that's good.
Or what's it called at Kingsway though? It's not called Opa. Something. Anyways, or
Jimmy the Greek.
Oh.
They have a place called Bourbon too, which is really good. And then I also like the Italian places that sell you the big pieces of pizza.
The Sabro?
Yeah.
The big piece of the greasy wheel.
Yeah, man. Those are good. Yeah, because you say A&W, Taco Time. I can get that.
Yeah.
I can drive somewhere and get that.
Yeah.
Right? Like a drive-through. But I like those places that are just in food courts.
And is there anything better than getting some food at the food court, sitting down and just looking at people? That's the best.
I love. Induce Comic says New York fries are a must. Yeah, the poutine.
My daughter and I, we were at Southgate, and I go, "Are you hungry?" She goes, "Not really, but I could eat." And so we went and shared a fries from. Oh my God, they were good. No poutine, just the straight fries. It was great. Really good.
It's crazy. Chief Andy says Hernan goes home to complain to his GF about chat because we're too tough on him. Oh God, no. She's awesome because sometimes she'll chime in and she's like, "They being rude to you, Gager. Do you want me to get in there?" She's pretty feisty, so you better be careful, Chief Andy. You better be careful. Better be careful.
She'll cut you.
I got my knife too. So. Yeah. New York fries. I remember back when I was a kid, Orange Julius was a must for us.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. Maybe I'll go with you. Maybe we'll go to the mall.
Max Pazuzu, the 4-item Chinese food in Phase 3 in West Edmonton Mall is fire.
Yeah, man. Those sweet and sour chicken balls. I remember one time my buddy tells this great story. Oh, we got to go, but he tells a great story of we worked with this Russian guy, and they went for Chinese food, and he's just over. He's got a thick Russian accent, right?
Yeah.
And my buddy almost fell off his chair because the waitress came over and he was asking about the items, and my buddy does this great. He has a good Russian accent. He goes, "The chicken balls, the balls of chicken. These are the chicken balls." he was like, no. And my buddy was dying laughing, but he thought they were actual chicken balls.
I love this. And then this is the beauty about this show is that now we're talking about best fast food places. I mean,
Sizzling Walk at Mill Woods. Yeah,
food court places. Keep those coming in. You don't know. I was turned off by Town Center. I went there and I got taco time and I saw them heating my stuff up in the microwave.
Oh.
And I was like, no, this is a no.
Yeah. No, I love a good burrito though. Place that does the like the Subway good burrito. There's a place it's not in a food court, but yeah, if I find a place that can like a bar
Osmos?
burrito, whatever.
Osmos?
I don't think I've ever been to Osmos.
Zach, you like Osmos, right?
I don't think I've tried it. My buddy like lives for
Because what do they
Osmos.
sell? It's really like
a shawarma?
Shawarma.
Yeah.
Shawarma.
No,
yeah,
I
yeah.
like Jerusalem shawarma. That's the place.
So you get you can get a shawarma platter, or you can get the actual wrap.
Yeah.
Like it's really
killer.
popular.
Oh,
yeah.
It is killer, man. Like, if you haven't tried it, you got it.
I like the big wrapped, massive, like burrito that you can build, like Subway but a burrito.
Yeah.
Bar burrito?
Bar
burrito's good.
Yeah.
But there's another place that I like better.
Jay's down 2-0. Second inning. Kevin, I see your question in the nasty chat. I'll get to it as well. Keep sending us your favorite food court in them all places to eat at here in the city, and we'll see if we can try them all throughout the year. All right. Keep the messages coming to the Korean box as well. 780-218-9999. Hour 2, Anthony Mingioni from Center Ice Philly. We'll have a quick conversation on torts out in Philly. Some F1 stuff, but we'll continue the Oiler talk. And we're also giving away tickets to Oil Kings Game 3 that goes next Tuesday right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. EST Afternoons, Joaquin, Gage, Hernan, Salas. We're back after the break.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Join our very own Dustin Nielsen, Trey and Terrell Ford of the Edmonton Elks, and other special guests on Tuesday, April 8th at the Bell in Scona for Edmonton Sports Talk's Bids for Kids, presented by GS Construction. A special live on-location show featuring a delicious appetizer buffet, silent auction, 50-50, and more. This year, Kids Sport is proudly celebrating 30 years of making a positive impact in our community. Don't miss out and join this special celebration to help continue to support those in need. Tickets are limited. Find them today at kidsportbidsforkids.com. That's kidsportbidsforkids.com.
Make your birthday legendary at the Canadian Brewhouse with epic food, killer drinks, and an unbeatable vibe. Plus, download the Canadian Brewhouse app and score free nachos on your big day. Book your party now to celebrate like a pro. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Olivier Rodrigue has been called up from the AHL by the Oilers. Stuart Skinner did not travel with the team to Seattle after he exited yesterday's game with a head injury. Calvin Pickard takes the crease tonight. Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas go live from the Boston Pizza Westgate as they preview the action during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 7 right here on EST. 10 games around the NHL. Interim head coach Brad Shaw takes over for the Flyers as they battle the Canadiens. Calgary hosts Dallas while the Lightning and Hockey Club go head-to-head. In Toronto, the Jays are down 2-0 at the top of the second, while Milwaukee trails the Yankees from New York 2-1 at the top of the fourth. 14 total games around the MLB for opening day. For basketball, the NBA sees the Mavs and Magic throw down. Portland going at it with Sacramento, while the Grizzlies tip off against the Thunder, having 8 games around the association and 4 games on tap. In March Madness, Florida and Maryland have a date, while BYU challenges Alabama. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The second hour of EST Afternoon starts right now.
Welcome back to EST Afternoons here on a snowy Thursday. Hopefully it's the last time we see snow until December. William Huff Studios, that's where we're coming to you from. Call Bruce and the staff there. They're the best. WilliamHuff.com or give them a shout at 780-454-4536. Keep the thumbs up. Well, what are we at here, gentlemen? We are at 67, 33 more. We can do that in an hour, so let's hammer that thumbs up. Let's keep the nasty chat going. River Cree inbox 780-218-9999. Our inbox is a little wonky right now. I have to keep refreshing it. Because it taps out after a while. I don't know what's going on here. But this hour, Anthony Mingioni from Center Ice Philly, and we'll be giving away a pack of tickets to the Edmonton Oil Kings Game 3 when they host the PA Raiders. We were talking about what I was going to do between the shows today, and Gage suggested I go to the food court at West Edmonton Mall. Now we got a bunch of texts, people's favorite spots. Norman the Combine says donair and onion rings for lunch. Ooh, look at that. Jimmy the Greek is good. It's fast food. I think it's the best Greek in the city.
Whoa.
It's really good, man. The salad they make, it's top notch. On the nasty chat, we got let's see here.
Where's the best pizza place?
Dallas Pizza is really good.
Where's that?
It's just down by McNally School.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good. They make the best Greek pizza. Versato's. It's like this thick, man.
Yeah, Jeff Walker told me about that.
Yeah,
where's Versato's?
North side.
It's huge. Yeah, they just stack it with meat.
Yeah, you pick up the box, it's straight grease.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so Yukon Jack got us into it, and we used to have Tecmo tournaments back at the old place.
Yeah.
We'd order from Versato. 2 pieces and you're good.
Oh, that's terrible.
How about Pizza Unlimited and fried chicken? You would probably know that. I don't know if they have that's the name of the place. They have a Mill Woods location, but they're more like south side near Duncan Stewart McKenzie 106th Street kind of area. Yeah, it's in a little kind of, I want to say greasy kind of mini mall, strip mall kind of location, but the pizza is unreal and the size of it is bigger than your head for one slice. It's insane. Like the school kids would always go for lunch, $3.50 for a slice, and it would fill you up for the day.
It's a big pizza.
That is big.
Pizza Boy says, always Ito. Ito's a can't miss, 100%. Mike the Michigan fan says, I missed the pizza sub from Louis Sub. Oh, Louis Sub was the best. Do you remember Louis?
No.
Oh, the shredded lettuce, just fantastic. John Carlos says the Japanese place next to Chicken for lunch was good too. Caster says Southgate Mall food court is very good. Good variety, about 12 to 14 vendors. Yeah.
Yeah, really good. And you know what?
Kingsway's good too.
You know what Southgate I hate though? This is what I hate, because I'll go to the food court, and if I have something there, I'm usually walking out the one direction, and that damn Cinnabon place is there too. So that hits me, and I go, "Oh, I need something savory now," and I got to go grab a death bun.
A death bun. This one says, "Oh, remember Sbarro? Yeah, AB. I remember that." Calvin says the shawarma place in Phase 3 food court is really good. I just asked D. Reed Wilkins, and he said Phase 3 West Edmonton Mall.
Yeah,
probably the best food court in the city.
Huh. Well, there you go, buddy.
There we go. There was another one I wanted to read here. Let's see, where'd it go? Monty's in the West End for pizza. Love Pizza is good lunch pizza. Jason the Acadian. Yeah, that's on 109th, I think. Van Owen says, best local pizza I've had recently was Pizza Garage. Ooh.
I love a good thin crust too. I find that the best one I had was Sepp Pizza in by the university.
Yeah,
it's fantastic. Gosh, it's good.
How about a fresh slice?
Ooh.
Because that was like a Vancouver thing, was it not? I think there's one spot open right across the Garneau Theater. A fresh slice of pizza. Oh, yeah.
Anyone ever I'm dating myself here, but the Funky Pickle on White Ave? Anyone remember that thing?
But they had some funky stuff on their pizza. That's why it was called the Funky Pickle.
I don't know. It was always great, but I was always buying it at about 3:30, so I don't know if it was any good. Can someone tell me if the Funky Pickle was any good? Because it always tasted miraculous.
20 beers in old school Chicago deep dish on White Ave. You go in there for a slice.
It's still there.
Yeah, but they've changed it.
Have they?
Yeah, it's not the same.
There's a Detroit deep dish further up the road now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know what Detroit deep dish is. Maybe it's got a knife in it.
Duck Dad says Dallas Pizza has a donair lasagna, and it is amazing.
What?
Yeah. And it's like an old, like an old restaurant. Like they still have the old furniture.
I'm starving right
now. Let's see here. Max Bezzuzo says R.I.P. Funky Pickle. Bronco Nick is the one I wanted to get to. Where did Bronco Nick go here? Bronco Nick, are you there? I think he was in today. Boys, the two greatest mall food court places were the Scotia Place Tower food court in the basement, hot Philly cheesesteak and chicken for lunch. I don't think I've ever been there, to be quite honest. I've been to Scotia Place. I don't think I've been to the food court.
No, me neither.
My nephew chimes in, says Red Swan Pizza. Ooh.
Oh, Red Swan.
I think I've had that.
Yeah, Red Swan's the one where you could get like the sesame crust. So you have the sesame seeds on the crust, a little thinner. Yeah, it's very, very good.
Spency 5 Centsy. The Chicago deep dish pizza on White Ave has seen some bleep. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Chief
you could have a camera outside that door and be viral almost every weekend, at least once a summer.
But back in the day, man, you'd go there, there'd be 200 people there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean. Chief Andy says Vern's Pizza on 50th Street near Clearview. Best pizza. Let's see.
Shane the Funky Pickle was the best. Yeah, it was everyone's eyes half closed, like just trashed.
And just eating as much as pizza as you can. Because it was like, I remember back in my day, it was like $2.50 a slice or something like that.
I think I would try to buy a whole pizza and just go outside and start offering it to people.
Nietzsche's Pizza in St. Albert. I've had Nietzsche's. Yeah. Pretty good. They used to, they fed us at the Elks my first year.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. Hey boys, Shanghai 360 is a locally owned food court place in City Center. They have the most amazing wonton soup, big bowl, delicious broth. Ooh, I love wonton.
I like
soup.
the war wonton. Get everything in there, like all the veggies and stuff.
Funky. Hey, Zach, can you look up for Zotto's and put up a picture for us if you can? That'd be great because I want to show Gage this pizza. It's truly amazing. Funky Pickle was amazing whether it was 3 p.m. or 3 in the morning.
Okay. I always wondered. I was like, is that stuff any good? And I was always leery of going there during the day because I knew I just wanted it to be perfect, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes you never meet your heroes, and it saved me many times. In the evenings.
Okay, I got to ask you this because me and my buddy from the Elks, EJ, the marketing manager, he doesn't like BP's Pizza. I think BP's Pizza is one of the best.
It's a classic, you know.
Right?
You know what you're going to get. It's like McDonald's fries, right? You can't tell me that you do not love the BP's Great White North Pizza. Like everyone's had a Jesus.
That's Versato's.
Wow.
It's literally an inch thick of meat under the cheese.
That's not pizza.
Yeah.
That's a smoked ham sandwich is what that is.
Oh, that's
an
good.
open face ham sandwich. That's amazing.
How good is that? We were talking about pizza by the slice. My niece texted in. I was going to bring it up too. I think it's called Cosmic. They're a donair spot, but they sell big pieces by the slice.
Yeah.
And you know what they do is awesome downtown? When they shut down for the night, 2-3 a.m., they feed the homeless with all the leftover pizza.
Yeah. No,
that's really nice of them.
Yeah. Well,
and it's really good pizza. It's like $5, Gager. And you get a slice like this.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's pizza night tonight.
Damn, I might need a pizza too. Okay. Your perfect pizza. What do you put on?
Oh, it's just simple. Little sauce, cheese, prosciutto, maybe little mushrooms and arugula on there. That's my classic.
Jeez, you're really bougie, man.
What?
Prosciutto and arugula? Damn. I'm simple. A good meat like a ham or pepperoni or something like that, right?
Oh yeah.
And I do like maybe some banana peppers or jalapenos. And I love fresh tomato on my pizza.
Yeah, I like that too.
I don't like lettuce or anything on my pizza.
Lettuce, gross.
Well, you put arugula.
Yeah, but that's different. I used to my son when he was younger, because we would watch obviously Home Alone. I would say we had a thing. We'd say, "Do you want the Kevin McAllister?" And it would just be a big, huge, large pizza. Right?
Okay.
So we'd go get, "Dad, you get me the Kevin McAllister?" And I think he actually ordered it from the place he thought it was called the Kevin McAllister. It was just the cheese pizza.
No, I think what we always get, we get it from Dallas, and it's the Greek pizza.
Oh.
Green pepper, olives, feta cheese, and tomatoes. Oh, it is fantastic.
The place around, I can't believe it's taken up a lot of time, but the place by my house, just in Town Center Boulevard there, they make a great butter chicken pizza. Oh, so good.
No, see, like I love Donaire's, but I don't like Donaire pizza. I don't like taco pizza. I just, those things, leave them alone. They're not meant for pizza.
Yeah, they are.
In Chile, they make weird, I remember my aunt one time bought a pizza and had tuna on it. I was like, what are we doing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and corn. I was like, this is
That's
not
great.
right. No.
Yeah.
Tuna on a pizza?
You mean running in the jungles as a young child in Chile? You didn't make a tuna fish pizza?
No.
But
I love tuna fish, but not on a pizza. Ugh.
I can't believe it.
Matt Hyman's asking if we decided our bet. I think you just owe me lunch, Matt Hyman. I think that was the deal. I said the others would keep it within one. I think that's the trick. Koob, what's your you like to experiment with foods. What's your perfect pizza?
Anchovies and olives. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm a pretty plain guy. I do like the spinach a little bit. A little bit of green doesn't hurt. It just adds that different texture and I don't know, a bit of bitterness. Like there's something to it. I like the veggie style pizzas, but I'm also a regular guy. I'll go with the pepperoni.
So we got a pizza the other night. We had some family over, and it had spinach on it. No, I was not a fan of that. Like that stuff should not touch pizza. I'm sorry.
See, if it's folded into like a calzone or a panzerotti, that's like the folded pizza with the tuna, like in the stuff inside. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Baggio says, "Thank you, Hernan. Keep pizza. You have to try Seps." I heard about Seps. I heard
Seps is next level, dude.
Yeah.
I swear by that stuff. I couldn't believe how good it was.
Norman a Combine says, "Get the Great White North, but with pineapple." Do you like pineapple on a pizza?
I mean, I did it's Dusty and I talked about you only supposed to have ketchup on a hot dog up to age 18. I think pineapple pizza's for like kids' parties.
I don't mind it. It's
That's
not my
pretty
favorite.
good though. It's called Hawaiian pizza too, and it's Canadian made, which is the funniest thing.
That's true. Old School Nasty says Red Swan has the absolute best sauce. It's kind of sweet, but it's delicious.
Just to get back onto the sports theme, John Carlo says, "We love acquiring injured Boston players. Just remembered we have Alec Regula."
It's because he said arugula. What's up with Alex Regula? Anybody know? Tommy, give us an update. We need it. It's a fun conversation. That's the beauty about Edmonton Sports Talk. Sometimes shows go off the rails and we talk about great stuff like pizza.
How many people are going to order a pizza tonight?
Yeah. Honey, we're getting pizza. Why? The guys on EST afternoons are talking about it.
They didn't shut up about it.
Or get ready. We're going to the food court.
That's great.
We're going to the mall today. Why? We're just going to go eat.
Yeah, nasties. If you're out in the wild at a food court, post it and let's see them.
Yeah. All right. We got to get to a quick break here. Anthony Mingioni from Center Ice Philly will join us next. The afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the Kitchen Restaurant. All you can eat surf and turf for just $59.99 every Friday from 4 to 10 p.m. We're back after the break. Keep hammering the thumbs up. Here's our guy, Coob, with your update.
Derek Ryan has been sent down to the AHL. Olivier Rodrigue being called up to serve as Calvin Pickard's backup tonight for the Oilers against the Kraken. And Stuart Skinner did not travel with Edmonton to Seattle after he was pulled from the game with a head injury last night. Tom Gazzola goes live from Boston Pizza Westgate alongside Hernan Salas for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 7 right here on EST to preview the action. And out east, the Flyers have fired head coach John Tortorella after he served as a bench boss for over 230 games. Associate head coach Brad Shaw has stepped in on an interim basis. It's the Flyers in action tonight against the Canadiens, while the Stars and Flames drop the puck before the Avs battle the Kings. And MLB opening day has 14 games, 8 of which are underway. The Jays and Orioles are at the top of the third. Toronto down 2-0 against Baltimore in New York. The Yankees lead 2-1 over the Brewers at the bottom of the fourth, while the Phillies and Nationals are scoreless at the top of the second. On the court, Dallas visits Orlando. Miami hosts Atlanta, while the Grizzlies challenge the Thunder on an 8-game NBA slate. This sports update is brought to you by Gimme Virtual Golf. Step into a whole new golfing experience with 240 near courses for you to play, featuring innovative technology that automatically tees the ball up for you while replicating real-life ball lies, shifting the ball in 24 different directions. Gimme Virtual Golf, where innovation meets the game. Visit their website at gimmevirtualgolf.ca. EST Afternoons rolls on after a brief intermission. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
Someday you'll be shedding your tears.
A one-of-a-kind retrospective. It's Glass Tiger, This Island Earth, April 4th at River Cree Resort and Casino.
Don't forget me when I'm gone.
Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
Love is in the air. I love you. And you? And you? And you! Why choose between your beloved items? Sentinel Storage, keeping your treasures safe to be loved again. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Missing the course? The Canadian Ice House is here to keep your skills sharp. Trackman golf simulators are open. Real golf action right in downtown Edmonton. Don't let the off-season slow you down. Visit us in-store or check out thecanadianicehouse.com for all the details.
Got some gently used furniture or home goods that need a new home? Find Edmonton is here to help. Every month we furnish over 100 homes to those transitioning out of homelessness, and we need your gently used furniture and home goods. Drop off at 5120 122nd Street or call for free local pickup. Just visit findedmonton.com to learn how your donations can help create a home for someone in need. Plus shop our thrift store, in-store or online, with proceeds benefit those moving out of homelessness through housing supports. Visit us at findedmonton.com. Find Edmonton, supporting our community one home at a time.
.224, welcome back to EST Afternoons here in a snowy Edmonton. Hopefully it's the last time we see snow for many, many months. Oilers game day as they take on the Seattle Kraken. They've won 9 straight against Seattle. Stuart Skinner did not make the trip after getting injured last night. Derek Ryan sent down. By the sounds of it, they might have to go 11-7 tonight as they're without the two big boys as well. Keep the pizza conversation, food court conversation coming on the River Korean box, 780-218-9999. But right now we're going to shift gears. We're going to head to Philadelphia, talk some Flyers as Torts is out. And to do all that, Anthony Mingioni from Center Ice Philly joins us. Anthony, good to talk to you again. How you doing?
Doing good, Hernan. How you been?
Oh, we're excellent. Besides the snow today, my friend, we're doing great. Well, let's get to the big story of the day in Philadelphia. I know Torts had some comments the other day. He was really hard on himself. I just find it interesting that the season's almost over. I mean, there's only, some teams have 10, 11 games left. Why make this move now, Anthony?
It's a question that is going to be addressed by Danny Briere and at the top of the hour around 5 p.m. or so. So we'll certainly get the word from him for the exact reason why. But the comments from John Tortorella post to the Toronto game almost to me rang like I'm reached my my limit on this, and it became obvious, at least to me. And people might say, hey, you're maybe looking a little too deeply into it. Well, obviously, Flyers management also had enough conversations about this. I think they had enough concern as well. It's just been an extremely rough March for this team, and just with only one win in the entire month.
Yeah.
And it's just there seems to be a point where I think John Tortorella has got to the point of, that this was maybe just, got to the point where it was just not something that he could sort of deal, I don't want to say deal with in the circumstance, but maybe that's the best way to say it, was coming down the stretch here and then getting to the point of just, it's not competitive. I mean, the Flyers, there's game. I think the Dallas game, they were competitive. I thought they had a really good game in Dallas and lost. And then they had the Chicago game and things kind of fell out pretty quickly. And then you give up 2 games where you give up 7 goals apiece. And I think, it seems to me like a situation where things had maybe been bubbling under the surface for him. The comments were said, and then the Flyers made the decision that they made. I am not surprised necessarily that Tortorella is out as head coach. It's just the timing of it with the games, with the amount of games remaining, which suggests to me that there's a little more going on there in the locker room. And I can't not think back to the trade deadline and Scott Laughton getting traded to Toronto. And I don't think there's any, you can really put minimize, I think, how important Scott Laughton was to the Flyer locker room. You heard that from many of the young players when he was dealt. And I think he was an important locker room buffer. I think he, was able to obviously communicate pretty well with Torts, and it felt like the locker room was in a different place once Laughton was dealt. And whether it's for the long term, it's for the Flyers' long term projections, it may have been, it's a move that probably needed to be made. But I would also say, at least in the short term, that there was going to be some pain. And the pain potentially was just a little too much for John Tortorella to deal with at this point. And that's why he's no longer the Flyers head coach.
Anthony, years ago, we saw Paul Maurice kind of step away from the team, although it was at the beginning of the season. What would you say the percentage is of now Tortorella? Was this a little bit of him saying, you know what, my time is done here, and how much on the management side was we need to start looking somewhere else for someone to coach the Flyers? Where do you put the percentages? Was it Tortorella making this decision, or was it more mutual?
I feel like it's a mutual. I think it was a mutual thing. I do. I'm closer to thinking it's mutual in this circumstance. It's just how at Tortorella's age, the question is, where is this team going to be?
Yeah,
and you also have to take a look at, obviously, he's not a young man, and I know the other day, I think he's the only head coach in he was born in the 1950s, still coaching in the National Hockey League. And those methods, which, if you get a group of certain players that are able to kind of communicate that to the younger players in your lineup of why you should do it, and you're competitive and you're winning, you can kind of get past some of the gruffness. But when you are in the situation that the Flyers are in, well out of a playoff berth, it gets really, really tough, I think. And maybe he just got to the point where, his message in the room wasn't carrying. And we see this happen, with coaches. They get through windows where, it's good that the communication is open and consistent, but at the same time, when the message may continue to be the same thing again and again and again and again, and you're not getting the results, this is the potential for where they're at. It's just, it feels to me like for John Tortorella, he was hired, almost with the idea that he was going to be sort of the finishing touch to try to get a team moving forward. And they did show progress in his first 2 seasons, but it was such a step back this season. And there's a lot of reasons for that. I think last year's near playoff run was bolstered by really, really incredible goaltending that they had from Carter Hart and from Sam Ersson. And this season, after, Ersson obviously had his injury issues, but the confidence to play sort of the style that Torts wanted to play, you need to have, goaltending that could be consistent. And after Sam with his injuries during the season, and then Ivan Fedotov just not a consistent, NHL goaltender, and Alexei Kolosov, he's back up with the Flyers right now, but I think the best thing for him right now is to work on his craft in the American League. And it's kind of sabotaged any hopes that I think that they had this season of being a playoff team.
Anthony Mingioni from Center Ice Philly joining us here on EST Afternoons. Anthony, when we're looking at the next head coach now, it's probably going to go into the offseason and all that. What kind of coach do you think this team needs here? Because they, like you said, the Torts, one of the older guys, a little bit old school, wears his heart on his sleeve. What kind of coach does this team need going forward?
Well, the usual pattern is that you kind of go away from whatever the previous coach was. That's usually the pattern, right? But I would also say as well, you may also be looking at trying to bring in a younger coach as well. I know, the conversation immediately in Philadelphia as soon as this news came out was, well, the Flyers are going to get on the phone with Rick Tocchet. And the question I asked everybody who said Rick Tocchet was, and having a conversation with some fellow reporters, in Vancouver that I know, and they were like, does Rick Tocchet want to deal with a rebuild? Yeah. And that's the thing. The Flyers are in a rebuild. They are in a full-on rebuild. The moves that they've made, they're in that process. Yes, they have an exciting, there's some exciting young players, obviously capped up by Matvei Michkov. But at the same time, I think you're going to probably have to bring in a younger coach, and maybe something that may be a little bit unconventional. Maybe could it be a guy like David Carl? That's certainly a conversation that could be had if they could, attract him to come to, because then it feels like what happened with Torts was you had a team that became very young and the timelines didn't seem to match up. Yeah. So now do you hire a coach where the timeline matches up with where the team currently is? And that's really where I kind of am in the direction that I would be looking right now. And maybe someone that you may or may not expect. It may not necessarily be a big name in this case, but if it is someone like Carl, it would not surprise me. But someone maybe like him, or at least younger, who would be able to relate a little more with some of the players, at least certainly with their methodologies and how they want to play as a team.
Anthony, you mentioned Michkov. Here in Edmonton, we got to see Owen Tippett. You had a lot of Oilers fans going, "Can we sign this guy now?" with his games against the Oilers this year. But in your mind, what's the direction of the Flyers now, and what do they need going into this offseason? I mean, you mentioned goaltending. Is that the final piece that this team needs to be competitive?
There's a lot more that has to be done. I'm kind of in an evaluation state right now with Sam Ersson. I think he's an NHL goaltender. The question I have, is he a bellwether number one NHL goaltender as you move forward? The Flyers, the one thing they do have, which is very interesting, is actually it's system-wise, they actually have a lot of depth that's coming in from junior. You have Bjarnason coming in, who's going to be coming in fairly soon, Carbon Bjarnason. You have further along, you've got Javragan playing with Ska, and they're very, very high on him. So I do think they goaltending wise, they're probably going to, will they have, I don't think you're going to see Ivan Fedotov in that next season as the backup Samers. I think Ersson will still be the starter next year. The question is who's going to be behind him and going forward. Philly's biggest targets right now is they don't necessarily have a number one defenseman, or in your classic sense. I think Travis Sanheim is very good, but I think he's the support to a number one defenseman. Is it Cam York? That's another thing that kind of that I think also hastened things here with John Tortorella was the sitting of Cam York the other night, and having your the rest of your defense have to shoulder a 50-minute load, 5 defensemen, a 50-minute load for the rest of that, and they're in the midst of a contract negotiation with Cam York, who I think has the potential to be, a number one defenseman, or at least, a top pairing defenseman in this case. But that may have to come through the draft. And then the Flyers down the middle are, especially after the Morgan Frost trade, down the middle, they're not particularly strong nor fast. I mean, you do have Sean Couturier, but he's not the Sean Couturier of the past. He's a good player, but he's, not a top line center. I like Noah Cates. But I think Cates is kind of the Lawton replacement. So the Flyers don't really have like that offensive number one center type that they need. I think that's going to be a big target this offseason for them. They might decide to go down the restricted free agency route, or try to look and leverage some of their young wing talent and the picks that they have. They do have 7 picks in the first 2 rounds of the 2025 draft. So these are the areas that potentially, Danny has to be somewhat dynamic this summer if he's trying to improve the team at a slightly quicker pace. And again, we're going to see where they're going to end up in the lottery as well. Right now, they're number 5, anywhere in that 4 to 6 range, bouncing around there. Can they, one of the young centers that might be available in the draft, like a Frundell, if he's available, let's say at their number 4, number 5, is he a guy that would be a piece for the future? There's a lot of work I think there's a lot of work that has to be done. There's a lot of young talent on the wing. Forster's one, Brink, as you stated, Tippett. The left side, I'm fascinated to watch Nikita Grabenkin as he moves forward, who they acquired for Scott, who they acquired for Lawton. I know he's very, people loved him in Toronto with the Marlies. He's, a bigger forward. That's the other thing Philly doesn't have a lot of. They don't have a lot of size up front. That's another area. So there's a lot of work that has to be done, I think, for them. It's going to be a few years, but they want to have some kind of projection where they look like they're having making forward progress. And this year was just a major step back.
Anthony, can't have you on without asking you some F1 stuff here. Like ours, we're 2 races in. It's been great so far. Joaquin and I are big fans. Maybe next year we'll invite you to our F1 Fantasy League if you're interested. But I mean, the big story here heading into Japan is Yuki Tsunoda takes over for Liam Lawson. How surprised are you that the change came this quick? And what do you expect from Yuki and Red Bull now?
Anything when it involves with Red Bull's second seat can never truly surprise you. How quickly it happened, that tells you just how difficult apparently it was for Liam Lawson to get to grips with that car. And it really comes down, they really wanted Liam. It was very obvious that Red Bull, they really wanted him to succeed, but it was like they got through the first 2 races and they were just like, McLaren's so far ahead of us right now that if we've got any prayer of the Constructors' Championship, we need someone competitive in that second seat. The question's going to be whether or not I like Yuki. I like he's feisty, tenacious driver. But he is coming to grips with he's going to be coming to grips with this beast of a car that seems to be, I'm not going to say tailor-made for Max Verstappen, because Verstappen complains about that car as much as anybody does. but the car is still dialed up for Max. And if you're the second driver in the Red Bull, you have to come to grips with it. It wouldn't shock me if Liam Lawson starts, getting points in the Racing Bull while Yuki's trying to get himself, acclimated over the next. And I think there's a lot of pressure on Yuki this week. He's injured. It's injured, and it could be a big boost for him if he is successful. But it's also a ton of pressure. It's on him too. So yeah, Red Bull, I think this is very, very much a panic button. This felt like, hitting the panic button very quickly for them.
No, for sure. Anthony, great stuff. Thank you for the breakdown on everything regarding Torts, and continue to enjoy the rest of the season and into the playoffs in F1. I'm sure we'll talk to you again.
Appreciate it, Hernan. Thank you.
All right, that's Anthony Mingioni from Center Ice Philly joining us here to talk some F1 and, of course, Philadelphia. 1 win in March, man. Holy smokes.
That's tough.
That's tough. So interesting to see who they hire. Like you said, I think they got to go someone who can relate to the young squad a little bit better.
Well, now. But like you said, Samuel Urson is the heir apparent, it seems like, to be their number one guy, 25 years old. That's just been the Achilles heel of the Philadelphia Flyers for, 2 decades? Trying to find that goaltender, and they thought they had one.
With Boucher? Was it Boucher?
I was thinking Carter Hart.
Carter Hart too, but Boucher had that one really good year.
One good, but the Hart was kind of it seemed finally they had a guy, and now that whole question comes up again. And look, I mean, I think Danny Briere is in a very enviable position. Like 3 first-round picks, 4 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth. Like they have a lot of draft capital, but they got to get it right. They have to do what the Orioles are doing to the Blue Jays right now at 6-0, hitting it out of the park.
Vladdy's up. That's a positive. Let's
see.
Oh,
Vladdy, swing and a miss.
It's 1 game of 162, so we won't panic just yet. But
let's panic.
Not a good start, man.
I guess in baseball, obviously we'll follow it a little bit closer, but when do you start panicking in baseball?
I mean, if the Blue Jays first month, they have 3 wins, I think there's a lot of people in trouble in that organization, to be honest.
Ooh,
yeah. So who knows, man? Not a good start.
He's on base, at least.
Yeah, a walk. We're celebrating a walk, people. Okay, we got to give some Oil Kings tickets. Like Dusty said, it can be anywhere from 2 to 5, depending on your familia. So we're going to do this. There's an Edmonton Oil King. A player who played for the Edmonton Oil Kings. He is European. His father also played in the NHL, won 2 Stanley Cups. You need to name son and dad that played for the Oil Kings. They are European. Send those to the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. And if you have both names correct, one of you will be selected as the winner. We're back after the break here. Here's Coop with your sports update.
Edmonton, Stuart Skinner did not travel to Seattle after he collided with Dallas's Mikko Rantanen last night in the 3rd period, and Calvin Pickard took over in that game and will start tonight for the Oilers against the Kraken, with Olivier Rodrigue taking the backup role after he's been called up from the Condors. Derek Ryan heads back down the other way. Join Tom Gazzola as he goes live from Boston Pizza Westgate for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show alongside Hernan Salas as they tee up the action at 7 only on EST. And with John Tortorella being fired, Flyers interim head coach Brad Shaw coaches his first game as Philly takes on Montreal. Around the league, Detroit battles Ottawa. The Caps and Wild go at it before St. Louis hits the ice in Nashville on an 8-game NHL slate. 10 games underway for MLB opening day. Toronto trails 6-0 to Baltimore at the bottom of the 4th, while Atlanta holds San Diego 1-0 at the bottom of the 1st. NBA action sees 8 games. The Lakers face the Bulls. Houston meets Utah, and the Spurs challenge the Cavaliers. The March Madness Sweet 16 action kicks off with 4 games, including the Wildcats and Blue Devils butting heads. The final segment of EST Afternoons brings us back on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
Coach of the Vancouver Giants, it is Manny Viverios checking in. I believe you acquired Stu Skinner's Swift and you won the dump.
Stuart is a big game player. When things were on the line, he needed to be his best. He was exceptional. I see a lot of those similarities with him in Edmonton. There's something there special. If he's going to be a really good goaltender for that organization for a long time.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, weekday afternoon 3 to 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. one-of-a-kind retrospective. It's Glass Tiger, This Island Earth, April 4th at River Cree Resort and Casino.
Don't forget me when I'm gone.
Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Play more tables and games.
Play more tables and games. Make the most of your fan game. Oh, you want to, you need to, you know just what you gotta do. It's time to add some fun to your life. Make the most of your fan game. Play more tables and games.
PlayMoreGames.ca.
.246, last segment here on EST Afternoons. Coming up, Reed Wilkins and Jay Milne from 3 to 6. And then at 7, Tom Zola live from BP's Westgate. He'll have the Oil Stream pregame show as the good old Oilers are in good old Seattle to take on the good old Kraken. Should be
time to get Kraken.
It's going to be a
commercials?
Oh yeah, it's going to be a good game. Calvin Pickard, the savior for many. Should be a good one. 10 away from 100 thumbs up. That will make it 14. No, what day is it today? Thursday? Yeah. Is it? I don't even know what day it is. Yeah, 14 straight days with 100. So let's continue the streak. So if you haven't slammed that thumbs up, please do so right now. Gage, anyone, like we've talked about a lot of fun stuff. Stuart Skinner, the lack of response by the Oilers. Is it an issue? Is it not? Okay, let's get to that real quick here. Are the Oilers soft?
Are they soft? No, I don't think the Oilers are soft. I think there's an unwillingness to sometimes compete in the harder areas of the game, but they have the capacity to do that, and you see it from time to time. It seems sometimes it's like they're waiting for something, you know, and maybe they're waiting for Game 83, but they're because you look at last night. Yeah. Look at what they look at what they were able to do, what they were able to accomplish with a little bit. And I know it was at the Stars are kind of coasting at that time, but that was a competitive game for the first 30 minutes. So, and it was a kind of more of a straightforward game. But I don't think they're soft. No.
Yeah, I'm okay with Rantanen, call it what you want. Yeah, accidental, whatever it was. That's what I think it was. I mean, if Connor did that to the other goalie, would you expect Connor to have to stick up for himself? It wasn't done on purpose. No. He's looking at the puck.
It's
Skinner
easy to
kind of falls forward.
It's easy to look when you look at it in slow-mo. Yeah, it looks vicious, but at full speed, that's Yeah,
no. So I don't get why people were so up in arms that the Oilers didn't do anything. Sure, Nurse went and gave him a good body check from behind, took a penalty for it. That's what it is, and that's what you need. And on the Stam Steel one, they reacted. The penalties went both ways, but now they did go at the goalies a lot yesterday. So the Oilers had to be tougher in the sense where, okay, you're not allowed in here. You're going to come in here, you're going to get a nice shot. I get to that sense, but I don't.
There's got to be a toll booth somewhere.
Yeah, and what's Rantanen going to do? Drop the mitts because he accidentally ran into your goalie? I don't know. And if it was the Oilers, I'd feel the same way. I'd be like, I don't think Connor has to respond for anything. It was the goalie fell forward, his head was in the way, and those things happen sometimes. So I don't know. I think they're fine.
Do you know, like, looking at Red Bull now with Yuki over there, do you know the records of Max's drivers?
I think it's 2. I saw it yesterday.
So just going through his teammates, right?
Yeah.
So 2016, 17 races with Ricardo. Ricardo, I believe, was the only qualifying head-to-head. It was 11-6.
Okay.
Racing head-to-head, Ricardo 10, Verstappen 7. So
Really?
Ricardo had good numbers in 2017. Changed. Ricardo 7 with Verstappen 13 qualifying head-to-head. In racing head-to-head, Ricardo 9, Verstappen 11 in 2017. So Ricardo was, and then kind of 18, it fell apart. Verstappen dominated in that year. But then we go to Pierre Gasly. So once Ricardo left, Pierre Gasly became his teammate. Gasly in qualifying, 11-1 Verstappen. Racing head-to-head, 11-1. Move on to Alex Albon. Verstappen 8, Albon 1 in qualifying. Racing head-to-head, Verstappen 5, Albon 4, though. All right, so a little bit different. And then we get to his next teammate, Sergio.
Yeah.
Qualifying not great in 2021, over 22 races. Qualifying, Verstappen 20, Perez 2. Racing 19, Perez 3. So basically saying, and then we get to obviously 2024 with Perez, probably the reason that he was gone. Qualifying 23-1 Verstappen, racing head-to-head 23-1. Liam Lawson 2-0 with so Max is eating up every single partner except for Ricardo, dating even back to when they were both at Racing Bulls.
Yeah.
Can Yuki Tsunoda close the gap?
I hope so. I like you. I really do.
He better. I changed my team, so he's on it now.
The afternoon inbox is presented by the River Crew Resort and Casino, home of the kitchen restaurant, all you can eat prime rib buffet for just $49.99 every Sunday from 4 to 10 p.m. We are 8 away from 100. We got about 3 minutes left. Also, the question for the Old Kings tickets was, Old Kings player, European, played for the Old Kings. His father did not play for the Old Kings, but he played in the NHL and won 2 Stanley Cups. Can you name them both? We got a few correct answers. I'll be reaching out here shortly. Not a lot of answers. I think I might have asked it incorrectly, but it is what it is now. Reed Wilkins informs us. So he gave us some good information on the call-up of Olivier Rodrigue. Okay, this is what Reed Wilkins has for us. He is not an emergency call-up for cap purposes. To qualify for that, you need to play short a game. Okay, so you need to play short a game. He's an emergency call-up for purposes of it not counting as one of the 4 call-ups post-deadline. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Again, he is not an emergency call-up for cap purposes. To qualify for that, you need to play short a game. He's an emergency call-up for purposes of it not counting as one of the 4 call-ups post-deadline. All right? That's why Derek Ryan had to go down. And he got that, I think he got that from our good pal down there at Puckpedia, who's on all these things, always knocks it out of the park. So there's a little bit of clarification for Olivier Rodrigue's call-up. Good times. And we roll along today with a nice Oilers game. They had another late one. They're all late. They're all late, Joaquin. No more early games. I think there's one on a Saturday at 2. I think that's all that's left. Maybe one at 7:30. But man, Hernan's tired.
Oh, gosh. Come on.
I am, though.
Wait till you get a big piece of a greasy wheel in you. You're going to fall asleep in 2 seconds.
How many of you have changed your dinner plans to the food court or a nice pizza? There's another one my nephew sent in. Hollywood Pizza in Mill Woods is really good.
Really?
Yeah. Hollywood Pizza. Mill Woods, homies. If you've grown up in Mill Woods, trust me, you've had Hollywood Pizza. It's pretty good. It's the thick pie, too.
Yeah.
Do you mind the ones that they cut in squares? Do you like that kind of pizza?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's old school. Like Royal Pizza.
Grilled pizza's really good.
Yeah.
Do you like calzones?
Love them.
Hey, prediction for tonight? Do you care? I mean, not do you care about making a prediction? That's what I meant. Not do you care about
I'm not. I mean, you know what? I'm not going to make a prediction because I was almost right last night. Like I said 4-1 empty netter. It's ended up. So I was kind of right, but I'm not too optimistic again tonight. Back to back, kind of your guys are injured. I don't like it.
Late travel.
You
gained an hour, but you still rolled in at probably 2 a.m.
Yeah, you were going to bed just before they did.
Yeah, I was. So it's going to be tough, and I'm assuming they're going 11-7. I that's what I'm assuming. I don't know for sure unless by surprise Draisaitl's playing or whatever. But games tonight that we should keep an eye on. Montreal looks to keep pace for the wild card spot. They're in Philadelphia. Ottawa takes on the Red Wings. Calgary hosts Dallas. Calgary needs points. Vancouver won again yesterday. We need Colorado to beat LA, or the Oilers can fall back even further. And those are the games with playoff implications. The rest are not really a big deal. It's just some non-playoff teams facing some playoff teams, but there's nothing on the line there. Thank you for tuning in. Coming up next, it is the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. Keep it locked here on Edmonton Sports Talk, 7 o'clock, the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Joaquin, enjoy your night. Coop, enjoy your night. Enjoy the game, everyone. Drive safe out there. Turn your lights on. We'll chat soon, and we'll chat tomorrow for the other fellas. Have a good one.